Yeah. Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me at all social medias at DocSimmons17. Tonight, I am joined by a cavalcade of very handsome gentlemen. Why don't one of you step up and introduce yourselves?
All right, Doc, I'll take the hot tag. The Outlaw Zach Hendricks. You can find me on all social media platforms at Z Hendricks Brand. Or if you love me and Doc together, look us up on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official. Or if you want to hit that Twitter and get a tweet out there, Country Air Brand.
We're your favorite tag team.
Your mama's favorite.
Whoever's up next.
Gunner Wicks. You can find me at Gunner Wicks on everything.
Our lovely referee.
Perch XLV. I am Ref Perch. You can find me anywhere in Milwaukee and straight up. Take It Home podcast. We're trying to make a name for this, so hashtag Take It Home podcast.
Ooh, we've joined the ranks of hashtag for the Ref brand. That's how you know we've made it.
That deserves a clap.
How have we never thought of our own hashtag until just now?
Well, Perch has been running the hashtag for weeks, but I am not, and the social media department has not. So
I was gonna say, like, so the photographer, the picture of the week has been messing up. Now, social media.
Our
Look.
department is almost as bad as our social media department. Someone's got to get their shit together.
We're coming together. We're figuring it out. Perch took the initiative and made the hashtag, so we'll run with that.
You went over your
Yeah, I call it little waffles. Looks like a waffle. We call it a hashtag waffles breakfast. It's all the same.
Waffles, take it home. I like it.
Waffles, take it home.
Mm-hmm.
I could sure go for some waffles right now.
Yo, can we start eating waffles as we do this now?
Yes.
I'm fine. Like, I don't understand why we're adults. We can have a waffle party.
We're going to get
Had some good French toast and waffles at the Cracker Barrel not too long ago. That's a good joint.
Yo, is that like a thing? Because every time I go on Monday, I go on Perch XLV, social media, Instagram. It's always like waffle. It's always like a Cracker Barrel, like with the Take It Home podcast. Trying to get that sponsorship.
It goes hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be upset if Cracker Barrel would like to sponsor the Take It Home podcast. I am a fan of Cracker Barrel, so I'm sure we can do great business together.
As of right now, I'm sponsoring them, but we're working on it.
Hey, get the sponsorship department to get us sponsors.
All right. It's like you guys are just creating departments right now.
we get a catering department so we could just have our own food.
Well, waffles.
Well, if we ever do one of these episodes where we're all together, yes, we'll have a catering department.
Let's do Taking It Home Friendsgiving. We're pretty late on the 2020 Friendsgiving.
Well, we were waiting on Bax, but we probably should just set a date because he's over there making babies. Okay, but more importantly, that was a very long intro because we have a special guest tonight. One of our fellow Thumper's Den teammates, I guess you could say. Another very handsome gentleman. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, I'm CJ Cole, and social media, just getting them started, but at CJ Cole on Instagram and Facebook, CJ Cole. And
Tell them what the AA stands for. Let them know who you are.
I'm the Apex athlete.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
My prediction of the Rookie of the Year, breakout Rookie of the Year, CJ Cole.
Thank you.
Sure, you will be seeing him a lot more in the Wisconsin area and a lot more in the Midwest. If this past weekend is any indicator of where his career will be going and the type of work he's going to put in. Since this is your first time on the podcast, CJ, why don't you introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your background, how you got into wrestling, and where you're trying to go in the business.
All right. Before wrestling, work, and then before that, high school. So basically went from high school playing all types of sports as much as possible to get out of the house. And then after that, going to college. But really didn't pan out, as you can tell, because then I got a job. So then that turning into working with a fellow wrestler, Manny, and he's the one who introduced me to the Thumper's Den. So from there, I was trying to get my life back together, and then I started training.
Oh, awesome! I did not know that Manny introduced you.
Oh yeah, it was like a break. I didn't even know he was into wrestling until I saw him playing a game on his phone during break, and I was like, "Oh, you're into wrestling?" He's like, "Yeah, I am. Are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was actually thinking as a kid to doing wrestling." And then he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, if you wanna go ahead and contact Frankie." And I was like, "Okay." Took me a couple months, but that was just me getting my life a little straight. And then now I'm training and going around with you guys.
Okay, and how long have you been training now?
I started in May of 2020.
May of 2020. That's what's up. Um, so one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on here is because you started in 2020. Your first year experience has been a lot different than us. I know. I mean, we'll get into what we did over the weekend, but I know you said you had not had a lot of chance to travel. So why don't you just tell us about what the experience has been so far for you?
Well, the experience, I love it. Honestly, everybody's welcoming. They want to help me, and I appreciate every little help that anybody gives me. And well, I wasn't expecting as much wrestling in the area I live. Uh, didn't even know that the Thumper's Den was there until Manny pointed it out to me. And going from there, basically, I was like, wow, there's a lot more wrestling in the local area of Milwaukee than I thought. So then progressively doing more and more training and then going out with you guys, I was like, oh, there's more out there, but where is it? Like, because it was so uh, down because of the pandemic. So I was assuming it's not as busy as I thought it was going to be, but you guys kept reminding me it's during the pandemic. Once it picks back up, there's wrestling everywhere.
Yep, yep. And it was good to get out on the road with you this past weekend and let you know that yeah, you just got to look for it. There's wrestling out there. People are running whatever shows they can, and Doug's just messaging and hopping in a car.
I think we're also very fortunate. Like the state of Wisconsin, like CJ mentioned, has an abundance of wrestling. And with other states, like I think our state right now is like anyone who is trying to work is a good. Wisconsin's a fun state to come to because like I want to say at least 95% of our promotions are up and running. Where we went this past weekend, they only have like one or two promotions running, and they have a lot more out in the area. So I think we're spoiled in that.
Yeah, we are spoiled on that. I'm not going to say that every promotion in Wisconsin is taking it safe. So if you are a wrestler looking to work in Wisconsin, whatever safety precautions you are taking, um, you can definitely find a promotion out there that is adhering to those. So you can definitely still find work out here. Just be as safe as you can, as we have been. I know Wisconsin gets a lot of shit right now on wrestling social medias for a lot of unsafe places, but we as wrestlers are being as safe as we possibly can. Less interactions with fans, wearing masks, getting tested as often as we possibly can. But let's step away from the horrible, serious business that is been 2020 in this pandemic, and why don't we get into something fun? Perch, why don't you let them know what the banger of the week is?
Oh, well, speaking of business, this week's banger of the week comes none other than Family Business from the College Dropout album, Kanye West.
Yeah.
It can't, no one can tell me otherwise. Kanye's first maybe two CDs were as good as it gets for the time. Just good rap, good music from Chicago, another Chicago. Just great song, Family Business. Just brings it back to good times with the fam and the fam that we have here. I know we've rocked that tune as well as many others from that era on car rides, but makes you appreciate the people you have around you, especially wintertime here in the Midwest. It's tough living, hard living, but we make the most of it. So, yeah, modern Kanye, past 10, 15 years, no, can't listen to it. But that first, couple, two, 3 CDs, phenomenal. But today's banger of the day, Family Business, and it'll help you get through a winter day for sure.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't think any fan, if you like music, you're definitely going to enjoy those first 2 Kanye albums. Those are definitely, I guess, the less weird Kanye. Before he started making too much money and just disassociated himself with reality.
Yeah, I think it was simpler times, simpler beats, simpler music, and before it got complicated.
Yeah.
Perch, as a fellow Packer fan, how is your banger of the week not the new Lil Wayne Packer song?
Well, funny you should mention that, Gunner. The reason it wasn't was because I got to hear you say it. There we go. Honorable mention from G Unit himself. What do we got? I certainly heard it. Can you inform the fans what we have?
I mean, I can't rap it myself. I'll save you that pain. But yeah, Lil Wayne came out with a new version of Green and Yellow to support the Packers. Me and Perch are huge Packer fans. CJ, are you a Packer fan? You are, right?
I love number 12.
Yes. So we got 3 Packer fans and then 2 people who don't matter in this podcast. Good to know.
Yep. Hands down, that new Wheezy song, Green and Yellow, banger. Listened to it right when it came out, and definitely got me hyped for the game coming up. And as it did back in 2010, 2011 for the Super Bowl. So, yeah,
Yep.
certainly a banger. I think the whole state felt that one.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say that the art department is some Giants fans. The social media department is also Giants fans, and I will be sure that the catering department will also be Giants fans. So
Like we need some departments.
like keep making them, they're all going to be Giants fans.
Well, I'm pretty sure some of them are Bears. All I know is this week I'm a Buccaneers fan.
Like all I know is I am excited for the draft and the 2021 season. Let's go. But we can put aside the horrible Packers continuing to win, and we can go ahead and talk about our weekend. Most
Blasphemy.
like it's whatever. Giants beat them on their way to the Super Bowl twice.
Shut up. It was in the past, we're in the present.
Brady's about to win his first NFC conference championship.
Yep.
We'll see.
It's a little steep.
But back to the topic at hand, talking about our weekend, we were most of us were at AWF in Minnesota. Shout out to downtown PD Brown for having us to do some TV taping. We can't go into too many specifics until these episodes air, but do keep an eye out on their YouTube channel. They do post the episodes there. So in the coming weeks, you will probably see some of our lovely faces. CJ, I brought you on because I know you haven't traveled a lot, and we want to get your input as somebody who started in the business during this pandemic. So why don't you tell us about your weekend?
Oh, AWF. It was a fun 5 hours of figuring out a great spot way to sit between two massive men. So trying to figure out a strategy of that was interesting. But hey, it was fun. I was glad to be there, and being there at the show was pretty fun. As you said, can't release any details. So all I'd like to say is
You can't
I'd
talk
like-
about who you wrestled. I did ask if we could talk about who we wrestled. You just can't give what the final result was. So if you want to talk about your experience with the match, that is fine.
Okay, I mean, working with the guys that I did, I was very happy working with them, getting the experience, and I'd personally like to say thank you to PD Brown for letting me have the opportunity to work there, and I hope that in the future you'd invite me back, and that'd be awesome. And then with my tag team partner, I know Sean Galway. He was pretty fun to work with. And having Mav in our corner, that was also nice. Hey, Platinum Luxury. I love that name so much. I love working with them, and hope to be able to work with them in the future there too.
Yep. So what was I gonna say? So like I said, you haven't had a lot of experience traveling. Most of the time you've been in the Wisconsin area working people that you mostly know. So how was it working with three complete strangers?
Definitely realizing that chemistry between people you work, knowing them and knowing what they do is a big difference going between different companies and different people working. Like working with worked with Gunner a couple times, and it seems like every time getting me and him click a little bit better now, and it's a lot of fun working with everybody, and then going to working with people I've never met before, never heard of them, to now being able to be like, oh, okay, they do that, I do that, figuring out how we mash that together.
Nice, nice. And yes, I know you spoke of the car ride sitting between those two massive men. Why don't we talk about the difference, I guess, between sitting between those two massive men and sitting between your mama's favorite tag team?
Well, between those two massive men, Mav and Gunner, one was sleeping most of the time with his head against the back of the chair, and the other one was fighting with me to get the best position. And it was a fun time, just finding the best position, and then being in the back with your mama's favorite team, Country Air. Well, yeah, you being the goat, and that what was it? We don't know the weight of the goat, so
No, it's like
being
a gentleman never tells. All right, that's
so being smashed between you two, there was a little bit more space, but not too much.
good, good, good. All right, so we'll talk about, why don't we go to that man that made you so uncomfortable, Gunner? Why don't you talk about your weekend?
Well, I'm glad you thought that car ride was fun. So we have different opinions.
All
It
right,
was okay.
so Gunner, why don't you start by talking about your experience with the car ride?
So most of the way to the venue was in the back seat. Really sucked. It's very hard to get comfortable when you're like an old, large, big man. But then I switched to the front seat for part of the way there, and I think like all the way back, and it was much better. Enjoyed it. Cool. Yep. Let's see. So the weekend started out with all of us meeting. Well, not all of us. Some of us meeting at the Elks Lodge to go to Doc's house, and we accidentally got drunk. I feel like I can't forget about that. That's probably my favorite part of everything, to be honest.
Like, I still don't believe in accidentally getting drunk. It's a repeated process. But go ahead.
Several accidents in a row, Doc. It happens.
That's a habit. That's a habit.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, I guess. But that was a thing, which led to me being very tired the next day. So I don't know if that was a very good idea or not. But like I said, it was an accident, so couldn't have stopped it if I wanted to. But yeah, so we wrestled in a church, which was cool, kind of different kind of venue than we typically get to wrestle in. So it's just a nice change of scenery, I guess, or it's nice that's a little different. Got to be careful with what I say because I don't want to give away anything. I wrestled with Stonehenge for the first time. We had a nice little match, and then some shenanigans happened in another match, which led to
Shenanigans.
Yes, I will not talk about the details of these shenanigans as I am not allowed to.
But bad shenanigans.
Bad shenanigans
Bad shenanigans.
that I had to turn into good shenanigans.
Oh.
which which led to a 3-on-3 tag match that I was also involved in. I feel like I can't really say the other.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. But you
So
came to clean house.
Just leave it at that. We wrestled, touched each other. It was fun. Yeah, that's about it. You'll have to watch it for yourself, I guess.
Which that's what I wanted to ask you, CJ. So this was, I believe, your first time knowing that you're working for TV. How was that experience?
Yeah, for me, like thinking a little bit about it, I was putting a little bit more pressure on myself to not slip up and make a mistake, but mistakes are always going to happen, obviously. And yeah, a little like didn't try thinking too much of it.
Okay. Gunner?
Being TV taping, so there was no fans there, right? Just cameras.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting having it be so quiet. Like in my mind, I was thinking, well, it's kind of going to be like a camp match because there's no crowd for that anyways. But the little people we do have watching our camp matches, like the other wrestlers, and them making their comments and noise, really like makes a difference kind of that I didn't notice because we wrestled there and there was just like nothing. It was like complete silence besides you and the other people in the ring. And the commentators you could hear while you were wrestling, which was kind of cool because them telling their story kind of helped me tell my story because I knew what they were saying.
Mhm.
So in a weird way, I kind of knew what I should do next or knew how I should act to help like bring out the story they're helping me tell, if that makes any sense. So,
yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's cool. And I don't know. I'd like to say I hope we do it again, but I don't hope we do it again. I hope there's fans next time.
No, yeah. Working these like no crowd TV tapings are definitely interesting. It's because you just have to like, well, I hope they reacted to that.
Yep.
But having commentary definitely always enhances the show, I feel. That's what I tend to focus more on, I've noticed lately. Like if there's commentary, yeah. Like, that's a legitness. That's a legitness right there.
For sure, yeah. My first experience working a match that had commentary was in Cadillac, Michigan for I think UWE is the promotion name. Perch was there with me. And
for who was that? Eric Freedom?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And that had a crowd because that was before the whole pandemic. But I remember walking back to the curtain and walking past the announcer's desk and one of the announcers being like, "Oh my, look at that big mammoth of a man," or something like that. And like deep down I smiled.
Nothing wrong with that.
Commentators are always cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely always enhance the story, hopefully, if they're decent.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and pass it off to my very handsome tag partner, Zach. Why don't you talk about our weekend?
Yeah, we obviously we rolled with Gunner, CJ, and Maverick. Pretty cool environment. A lot of guys I haven't seen in a while personally, so it's good seeing like guys like JDX, Kyle Pro, all those guys, Riley Jackson, Levy Cruz, and of course PD Brown. Like I don't want to forget him. He's the one that gave us the opportunity to come out and do it. Really fun. It was kind of working with the flow. We had the venue for a certain limited time, so like it was cool. It kind of had like an amateur wrestling feel to it because they were calling people whose match was up on deck, up next, and all that. It had that amateur feel to it, so that was like a really fun experience. Of course, we took on Platinum Luxury and the team of Maverick Boone and Sean Galloway, is it?
Galloway. Yeah, I think.
With CJ out there being an annoyance. You know, we did our thing. I thought the match was fun. I don't really want to go too much into it because I think I might give away stuff, so I don't want to say too much. But after that, we got to do a nice, fun four-way tag. Pretty much a brawl, no tag in, just all fight in, and we did that with Riley Jackson, Leve Cruz, Bobby Brenna, his brother Jackson, and Trevor Outlaw and Jacob Dean. And it was fun just having like a different part of the Midwest. Like it was part of Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and Chicago, all like in one ring, showing off like our skills and our styles. So that was fun.
Definitely. I really enjoyed the experience. It was, for the most part, guys, I haven't gotten to work, so that's always fun. Like, only worked Mav and Riley out of everybody we worked that day before, so that was real fun. Four-way tag. It's always fun to do something that you don't get to do very often. Not every show is going to have a four-way tag, so that's not something we get to do very often. So it's always fun to get some very fun tag teams that are trying to top each other together and just have some fun. I really enjoyed that we debuted a couple new things, or I guess maybe only one new thing, but I think it flowed very well. All in all, yeah, just thanks to Petey for the incredible time. It was good to see everybody that we have not seen in a while. We do run into the freelance kids a lot at every show, but I know that they haven't had a chance to work in a while, so it was good to get a chance to touch with them. All in all, just a great weekend. Perch, do you want to talk about what you were doing this weekend?
Yeah, this was a good weekend. Back at the lab, back studying, back training, getting the mind, and yeah, continuing to put in work, trying to get my body to where I want it, especially for in ring shape. Not that I have to have massive physique for wrestling purposes, but a few extra pounds and padding as a referee, because I'm hammering that ring just as hard as everybody else, let alone training. So, yeah, I was back at the lab this weekend and working on the body and doing some studying, some watching of wrestling, and getting ready for big plans for coming up. And it's crazy because we've all had schedules change from year to year, and uh, and during the pandemic here, we have a fresh year to start. So it's great to see car rides happening again. It's great to see shows happening again. It's not just one state at a time. It's regions now at a time. East Coast, Midwest, West Coast. There's more revival going with wrestling. So it's definitely about getting every opportunity we can, as well as prepare and make yourself as good as you can during this time. Because once everything starts rolling full speed again, we're not going to want to miss out on anything. So make the most of every opportunity now, and the downtime that you have too to better yourself and to keep putting in reps. So yeah, loving it. Can't wait to get back to the grind.
Okay, all right. And I guess since you brought it up, since you were back in the lab, what have you been watching this week? What have you been studying?
So some wrestling I've been watching, going back and watching some of our matches, some of the matches that I've had from throughout the past couple of years, really. It's one thing to get someone to film a match for you, but it's another to go back and watch. Uh, in studying tape and seeing tendencies and just evolution from matches at promotions like FTW, um, at the Shack a couple of years ago,
The Shack was
with
great. The Shack was a great venue.
baggy Carhartt black pant or baggy Dickies pants and a shirt that's barely tucked in, and trying to hold my own with some people twice the size of me, um, and trying to find the fundamentals, and realize where I've come from and where I'm at and where I want to go. So it's just been going back and watching a lot of my old kind of boring matches and footage, and not boring for anything involved, but boring for the landscape of what's popping, what everybody's watching. But that being said, a few things I have been watching this week were AEW, Dark, as well as Dynamite, and And the match on AEW Dark, the main event was Top Flight against Serpentico and Luther, and a great match, great tag team, phenomenal energy, good vibe. Big fan of that. Airwolf and Angel ended up looking really good in that main event.
Oh no, yeah, saw that. That was a great match. I mean, it's simple, but I love that they're using that toss drop kick in the corner as a finisher. So that was good. Why don't we go on to CJ? What wrestling have you been watching?
I've been watching a lot of the older stuff back in like 2004 to 2007. Just watching a lot of the pay-per-views, seeing who does what at certain points, and trying to understand the psychology more and more. And the most recent thing was the AJ Styles documentary.
That was good. That was good. Yeah. His career definitely, I guess, is a model for what we are trying to do now. That work hard, never give up. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't, but we just keep going day after day.
Yeah, seeing that and like watching a lot of the documentaries that WWE put out, like the Ruthless Aggression stuff and the that one, the Undertaker documentary that they had, it made me understand a lot more than what I did at the time.
That's what's up. Gunner, why don't we hear what basic ass wrestling you've been watching?
Well, the only thing I did watch this week was that AJ Styles documentary. I don't think I watched any actual wrestling. But the documentary, yeah, was cool. All of WWE's documentaries are pretty good. They strike home in different ways. Biggest thing I took away from the AJ one was just like to always work hard, never give up, which is good advice. I hear that Randy Orton is doing some pretty cool things on Raw right now, though, so I'm pretty excited to check that out after this podcast.
Watching what we're doing.
Is the best. But yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pass it off to my pretty tag partner because I know he won't disappoint. What awesome wrestling have you been watching this week?
So, I mean, if I continue to watch more grappling. Whoever I can watch, like a little bit of Tom Lawler, watching his style. More Regal, more Malenko, but not full matches, just kind of skipping through and just going to grapples and just watching how just seeing ways to get into the transition. Along with that, I did watch the AEW Dark. Perch said, the main event, full of energy. I'm a big fan of Top Flight, probably just because all the rest of us, they're from this area, and some of us have worked with them, so just something cool to see. And I just watched the Impact Hard to Kill pay-per-view. I thought the Triple Threat X Division title was really fun. Was really good to watch. Fun match. The Ethan Page match was what I expected, just a comedy bit, but it was fun. It was fun. It was I think I don't think it was meant to be cinematic like WWE and AEW are. I think it was meant to be hey, we're gonna have a joke with this one and make people think it's gonna be cinematic. So it had the good haha. The match I wasn't really satisfied with. The women's match for the belt. Tyra and Deanna just I don't know, it just didn't seem like
expected more.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like the match you would expect for the top prize in the women's division. Just the women's tag belts had a way better flow and just way better story, and just everything looked a lot more crisp compared to this match. And of course, the biggest match, I think, the match why everyone watched Hard to Kill, Omega stepping foot into the Impact ring and how they made it a big, how big of a deal that was. And not only that, Omega, Anderson, and Gallows all wearing Bullet Club. That was pretty cool.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed that moment myself. I got to see that finale, and that was cool. An awesome presence to see that Bullet Club reigning supreme at the
Yeah,
end. Like,
that the finish, like I'm not gonna say the person's name, but they're like, oh, it kind of makes like Impact look weak with the AEW champion doing what he did. And I was like, yeah, but if you look at it, the Impact champion got hit with 3 finishers to do it. Like, there's no weakness there. They pretty much showed 3 men had to take him out. So like, it was a good story.
Yeah, definitely. I too watched the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, and for the most part share your same opinions. I think with the women's match, I'm a big fan of Taya, so I think I just wanted more out of that match than it gave. She's definitely one of my favorite female wrestlers out. I did enjoy the the women's tag match. The triple threat was dope. I think they had just very good timing on all their spots. They definitely had a lot of chemistry in that match, and the 6-man was amazing. I think Moose really showed out. I'm not really a big fan of Moose, but I really enjoyed him during that match.
I feel like Moose, like I felt like the entire time, and like I feel like maybe like I don't know if any of you guys watched it, like felt the same thing. If you're watching the entire pay per view, they were trying to play the story like, is Moose gonna turn? Like,
Yeah, but no, Moose tried to like put the company on his back during that match, and I really enjoyed that. He definitely looked like a star in that. Rich Swann, yeah, they didn't make Impact look weak at all. They murdered Rich Swann to pin him. That's the thing. It's people don't understand how much Kenny Omega protects the one-winged angel. Like once that hits, it's over. And they worked it well for him, which there was so many reverses for it in that match. Like they knew it was a great story. I don't care what anybody says.
phenomenal.
Yep. I also watched AEW Dark, and yeah, the main event with Top Flight vs. Chaos Project was great. It was cool to see Angel come in on the hot tag, because I know it's mostly been Dante or Airwolf doing the hot tags on that, so that was cool. Still going through my WrestleMania rewatch. I'm up to 26 right now. I'm at John Cena versus Batista. And this has been fun for me because now I'm in the era where I definitely wasn't watching wrestling. So CM Punk versus Ray earlier in the night was great, and it's just funny to see just how much his family has always been involved in his storylines. Like we're 11 years later, we're back to his daughter again.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on Callahan versus Edwards?
It was okay. I don't think I like Sammy and Eddie as much as a lot of other people do. I do recognize that they are very good at their job, but I've just never personally had that like connection with their character.
Did you watch Eddie before he was who he is now? Did you watch Eddie when he was with the Wolves?
Yes, I love the Wolf.
That was my favorite Eddie. Like
yes, that was my favorite Eddie. Yes, I love the Wolves. Sammy, like I'm a Lucha Underground Mark. My favorite Sammy is Lucha Underground Sammy.
Yeah.
But I still think it was a good match. Like I said, it's just more with their current characters. I just don't have that connection. But no, it was good.
I thought the match.
And I'll say the connection that I had in that match in particular. I mean, that was Sammy Callahan and Eddie Edwards both going at it. Hardcore match. Biggest connection I had was the moment Sammy Callahan breaks out that gray barbed wire N64 controller. I mean, straight up, that's not the purple see-through controller. That's not a Mario controller. That's the second player Luigi bottom screen and gray controller.
No,
The
yeah,
same one I grew up with.
Yeah,
That's
like the match was.
resentment. That's spite. That's everything represented in that gray N64 controller.
Oh yeah,
wrapped in
the match was
vinyl.
fun. Like I said, my only dislike is just I'm not as connected to their current characters now as I've been to their other characters. But I thought it was good. God, what other matches were there? Freaking Joe Dorning looked like a monster. Gunner, you should watch that match just for that.
Yeah, Joe Doring, medium at GLCW, and I'll see him on Impact. Is like, God, that when I watched him wrestle Marche at GLCW, like I believe Perch was the ref. Like those were two bulls like going at it, and like I'm telling you, like we all like, oh, that was a decent chop. There was no chop where you're like, oh, that was bad. Like, no, it was like they were all those chops were money.
Yeah, I think he's another one who I think he shined pretty well in the Hard to Kill pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
That sixth man was another good one, and Jake somebody that we've been in the locker room with a couple times, seeing him on the big pay-per-view, and that big of a match was good with some ECW legends. That was tight. And
I'll say I didn't really like the Matt Cardona match. Like I feel like
but that really, I would say that was more angle than match.
Yeah, I just like Ace Austin, like we've mentioned, there's been a guy they're probably gonna build the company up, and he's gonna be like the next top guy. And I get you want to have Cardona have like a good win for his debut or whatever. So it didn't seem like he needed to work Ace Austin like that night. It seemed like
it probably could have gone to somebody else, definitely. But
or then like if they want to do the angle of Ace Austin or Madman Fulton after Cardona goes over, they can have them jump him and Ace Austin make the complaint like this guy's not even in our company and he gets a match over me.
Yeah, they could have done that. He was the outsider and didn't deserve it.
Yeah, that was just my take. It wasn't like I get like I don't like someone on a debut winning by a DQ. It just
I didn't like that. Like if you're gonna have him on, I mean, I believe there should be a definitive win in your debut. There should be a definitive win or loss.
Yeah, like if you're coming on and I get you're that big name, then either take the pin, do the job, or go over and show everyone like why it's a big deal for you to come out here and debut on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. What else have I been watching? Just watched some New Japan earlier. What was good on that tag match with Takahashi, Bushi versus Master Wato and Sho was good, setting up Sho versus Hiromu for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. That was good. But yeah, I think that's about all I've been watching. And I think now it's probably a good time to get to since we've been talking about what we're watching. Let's talk about 3 moves that you have yet to hit in a match that you would like to hit. Let's go ahead and get Gunner out of the way because I think he actually understood the question this week.
I did understand the question. So move number 1, moonsault off the top rope.
Okay.
I feel like I am capable of such things, and that is something that I want to pull out one day.
We have not had Moonsault Day since you've been here.
Neither have I.
There's been a Moonsault Day.
Yeah, there was a Moonsault Day
at camp.
Yes, at camp.
Off the top rope.
Standing, and I think we did second rope.
I know the guys. Like I know no one can see our faces, but when you brought up Moonsault Day, Perch grabbed his neck and went like that. That's not really telling me it's a good day.
Perch didn't enjoy Moonsault Day.
No, not at all. There's very few fundamental fears in life, and flipping backwards is one of them. But it's a fear that can be conquered. So one day.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I think Perch and Chucky probably had the roughest on Moonsault Day when we did it.
I'd like to see Chucky take a go at that.
Yeah, it's probably about as what you imagine it is.
Straight on his noggin.
No, because he couldn't. He was too scared to jump that much.
Ah,
So it was just back bumps.
Chucky, if you're listening to this, but you weren't scared about going to WPW last weekend, making your debut in the Rumble. Shout out to Chucky hitting the road.
Oh, he did? All right. Shout out to Chuck.
all right.
Getting on that road. He needs to. He's good enough that he needs to be on the road.
I think he needs to before, like, I don't know, like there's an obvious storyline that could be told that would be super fun to watch with promos, but Chuck needs to show up to the same promotion Skits is at.
Yeah. Yeah, they could be fun. Those two
That
could
would
have
be fun. And the only way you end it is like in a coffin
yeah.
or something like that.
I would watch that. Chuck, especially Chucky's good with those high flyers.
And Chucky, like, could you imagine them going back and forth laughing and just like,
Yeah, it'd be great.
oh, it'd be
Chucky,
great.
get on the road more.
Chucky, hit up Skits and set it up where you go to the haunted house and find Skits.
Yeah,
You can replace Gunner with Skits.
it'd be great.
What?
Sad Gunner noises.
That's fine, I guess. I'll do my own thing.
All right. So moonsault number 1. What's number 2?
Yep.
Backpack stunner.
No, I wouldn't steal that from him. Hurricanrana is number 2. This is a move that I have once attempted. And
well, to be fair, you attempted a head scissors takedown, which we know in another situation would have been fine.
yes, so it's a move I've done at camp successfully on a number of occasions. When it came to the match, it didn't quite work out. Don't want to throw anyone under the bus or anything, but yep, I want to hit that successfully one day. And then the third, I want to name something super crazy, but I don't think. I also want to name something that I know I could do.
It's your list. Name whatever you want, brother.
Canadian Destroyer off the top rope comes to mind, but I don't think that'll ever be in my future.
Right.
Okay.
I will definitely take that from you. That's fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Done deal. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
So
Okay.
Not that hard.
Not sure what's happening, but next time Gunner Wakes takes on the Gahoot.
Oh, yeah, that's
Right,
fine.
the Canadian Destroyer from the top rope to the outside into
Like,
a
whoa. We're landing in the ring. But yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
through a flaming table on fire through dry ice.
Keep your legs together.
Okay, I got an actual move that I know that I could eventually hit because I'm not so sure about that one.
I'm calling that the next time we wrestle each other. So fuck you.
Who's taking it? You?
Yes, me, bitch.
I was like, are you doing it on me or am I doing it on you? I don't know if you're calling it.
That's fine.
Well, then we'll have a fourth honorable mention move. I don't know what it's called, but you're basically on the second rope and get a guy into a suplex and you're facing the ring, but you fall forward and twist with it. I want to hit that eventually.
Oh, like a Avalanche Final Cut?
I have no idea what the name is. I know Kevin Owens does it. Someone else did it recently.
So you twist into like a neck breaker?
No. You pick them up in the suplex, and you have them like up in that position, and you fall forward. And as you're falling, you twist so you both land on your back.
Oh.
So are you?
So it's like if somebody was supposed to superplex you, but you just reverse them and pick them up in the suplex, and then as you fall forward, you just twist.
Yep.
I
I think Kevin Owens hooks a leg with it when he does it. But God, someone did that recently on a show.
It's like And
A
then
major promotion. Too. I can't think of who it was.
Well, if it's what I think it is, yeah, I'll take that too. That's fine.
yeah, that one seems easy. That seems very doable.
Exactly. That's why I picked it, because it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy-ish. Those are mine.
Canadian, as long as you keep your legs together, that's fine. I'll take
No, I can't keep his legs closed.
that.
He's right though.
Let's go on to Zach. 3 moves that you've yet to hit in the show that you would like to do.
When the moment's right, I feel like I could hit a moonsault from like from the turnbuckle or whatever to the outside on a group of people. Just has to be the right people in the right moment. I'm not going to do that all the time. Keep the body safe.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that once?
I wanted to, just the story didn't call for it yet.
Did you do it in camp ever?
Yeah, I've done it at camp.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I've seen you do it somewhere at one point in time.
Yeah, but doing it at camp and doing it at shows, like I got to figure out like not overturning my body, because camp floor is a lot closer to the turnbuckle than the ring.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I have to, like, whoever I'm doing it to, I'm gonna have to have a lot of trust in them.
Trust. That's all dives are about trust.
I guess another crazy one, which I think I'm very capable of doing, just have to have the ring to execute it and no injury or anything on my mind, but a 450. I feel like just doing shit like in pools and stuff, like flipping, like without a trampoline, just off my regular feet, I can pretty much land it. So just figuring out, probably have to invest in elbow pads when I do it. But 450. And then I guess the last one I would like to do, I could say Spanish fly, but like it doesn't fit me. Spanish fly would be tight to do. But if
Spanish fly didn't fit Moose, but that shit looked dope as fuck.
Sure did. I guess if it's moves we want to hit, it'd be like I'd probably want to like hit crazy stuff. So I guess Spanish fly off the top rope to the, but that'd probably be it.
Okay. Like, I don't know why y'all are taking this so serious. Like, I don't know, man. I can't. It's
like
your
one of
list.
those
3 moves you want to do. I don't care about the story.
I guess like it doesn't. I guess I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like
the story
probably,
could change 10 years from now.
True, but like how I just like, because I try to visualize what I would actually do, and that's why.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's like, but like we all know, things change over time. Like you could definitely build. It's like that's the other thing. It's like you're just building the moves. You could definitely build to that if you wanted it.
Let Roadhouse know that's what we're building to.
Yeah,
but you can tell them.
Yeah, like you just build to that. If it's something that's out of your character, build to that so that it makes sense.
True. And then I'm gonna do a 4th honorable mention. I like the suplex where instead of you falling, you kind of like snap his neck so he can like look like you tossed him, but he lands on, does a nice back bump like Ambrose does it.
Yeah, money clip or X-Plex or
yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that move.
Oh, I mean, we could do that as a tag move if you want.
You haven't hit it yet.
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. Perch, what are 3 ref moves you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, I thought about this one. You could go the referee route or the action I see inside the ring. So keeping it short, simple, elbow drop from the top rope would be awesome. Simple, sweet, beautiful.
So what do you imagine your elbow drop being then? Are you going Macho Man, just looking clean on the top? Are you going Kairi Sane, going for height? Is making it look the most damaging?
I'm going straight height, lack of distance.
Height, lack of distance.
Lack of distance, straight height as high up in the air as possible. Trying to make it look pretty on the downfall.
Okay.
Yep, but reminiscent of Macho Man dropping the prettiest elbow. So
dropping the prettiest, but you want that height for damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And the adrenaline would be kicking if I was on the rope.
All
right. Next one would be a simple spinning toe hold in the center of the ring.
You love your spinning toe hold.
Give me a spinning toe hold. I got to do one once for that costume battle royal, and damn, if that wasn't the the most thrilling,
The best spinning toe
exhilarating,
hold we've ever seen.
edge of your seat 10 seconds I've ever had inside the wrestling ring. So, you know, if a spinning toe hold was in the cards anytime, I would love to do that as well. And the third one would have to be none other than that time, Dre. I remember you were right next to me when I came back through the curtain after Shane Mercer hit that body slam from the top rope with a moonsault. It was legitimately the craziest thing I have ever been in the ring to witness. I didn't know what was about to happen. And sure enough, he carries, I think it was Colby Carino, up in a body slam up to the top turnbuckle and flips a moonsault and a body press. So that would probably be the third move that I would love to see myself hitting one day.
Okay.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, we gotta get that moonsault down first.
That'll be when I'm, 60 years old, gray, and well, I may not be as good as I once was, but
But this is the time to break out the
this is the time to
moonsault
break out
battery.
the emergency.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, CJ, in your short career, why don't you tell us 3 things you haven't hit in the show that you would like to do?
Well, one thing, honestly, when we set up the ring for Rise of Honor the day before, saw Zach doing some flippy crap. So I was like, I want to try that. So started doing moonsaults off the second rope and got comfortable with that. So eventually hit one off the top rope. What else? I mean, now that I'm realizing my character a little bit more, as the Apex athlete, that I have to be athletic with what I do. So more flippy stuff off the top rope. So eventually down the line, maybe a shooting star or a Phoenix splash.
Okay.
And then just for because I've always wanted to do it, I want to do a power bomb just because it looks so graceful, picking somebody up and just slamming them down.
Oh, okay, so we can do that the next time we work. That's fine.
I'm
So-
Doc. I'll take everything.
Well, like y'all, I'm disappointed in y'all's top threes. It's weak. It's not stuff that like can't be hit. Yeah, some of it you definitely need to find the right person to take it. Like had you, because you were supposed to work Drake Daniels, weren't you, Gunner?
Yep. In
He
March.
would have taken that Canadian.
Me?
Drake would have taken your Canadian destroyer.
What do you mean would have? That's still in the future. He
Oh,
will.
well, Drake probably will take your Canadian destroyer if you ask him.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind.
I remember also in my first year not knowing what I wanted to hit and not knowing how to ask people. But most of the stuff that you guys have asked like isn't like people won't take. I know with CJ doing the flippy stuff at camp, we have a ceiling, so that makes it hard to know
Yeah.
whether or not you can do some of that stuff.
I feel like not too many people are too high on the idea of a big dude doing some of the things that I want to do, so it's difficult.
I would say yes, but I would also say you're going to wrestle Drake at ICW. Kurt will be okay with it.
Sweet.
Ask Xavier Mustafa how he got away with it, doing all his big.
Yeah, he did moonsaults. You'll be fine.
Cool.
All right, so mine top 3. Number 3 is going to be a power bomb into an X Factor. I have not yet. Yeah, you just lift them up into a power bomb, you push them out, and they just land face first into an X Factor. I've taken it in camp from from some people before. I tried to have Gunner give it to me in like his first 3 months, and he almost murdered me.
Did?
Yeah, but it's fine. It was like your first 3 months. It's okay.
Oh, well, we can do it again then, and I won't.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of those like creating a character in WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy, and that was one of the finishers. I'm like, this thing is the dopest ever. So that's
Best wrestling video games right there, those two.
yeah. So that's just like a dream from that era for me to hit. Number 2 would be also like you, CJ, Shooting Star Press. I have hit them from the second rope before shows, but like just barely. And nobody probably knows this, but I'm terrified of heights. So I just haven't had a chance to go up and try it from the top rope, really. But it's one of those like I know I could probably do, but just need to do it. And the last one is going to be my favorite pile driver, the Fire Thunder driver, or Rikishi driver, or whatever you want to call it. My favorite pile driver. I've done it a couple times in practice. I've taken it a bunch of times. It's great. It's simple. I'm going to hit it this year, I promise.
Oh, so Doc can hit moves that he's gonna hit, but when we talk about moves that we're gonna hit, he's disappointed in us.
It's like, well, y'all
Sorry that
all
we all
pick
pick
simple
moves
moves
that-
that y'all could definitely hit on people.
Sorry that the bigger guys pick the small man moves, but when the small man picks the bigger guy moves, it's a
Like,
big.
yeah, I actually have some difficulty hitting the moves that I made. You guys just needed to ask somebody.
So a man of my size doing the moves that I mentioned is not impressive enough for you, Doc?
It's impressive, but you just didn't ask anybody. That's all that's stopping you from doing it.
Are you not entertained?
You trust me more than I trust me.
He's like, that's all. He's like, you just didn't ask anybody. Nothing physically stopping you from it.
True, but I also kind of want to like work my way up on the big moves though. We started off with a crossbody to the outside. Then the next show was a take or dive. So we're building there.
He's like, you're gonna hit that moonsault on Stacy?
Stay tuned, maybe.
All right. Well, I think that's the perfect segue to talk about what we got coming up. If we're gonna stay tuned. Anybody want to talk first about what they got coming up?
I think you're the only one that got something going on this weekend, Doc.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I got this weekend myself.
All right. So this weekend I will be at Zow Live in Illinois. At the Happy Spot. Should be a good show. A bunch of matches have already been announced. See me possibly defend my Fireweight title. You never know, but it'll be a good show. Wow. I'm sorry that I'm the only one that has anything going on.
Sorry that you're
I guess after that, we got ICW. I think it's next for all of us after that, right?
yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. So this will be a quick one. Then we can just go right into, hey, Gunner, what's your question this week?
All right, so I put a lot of thought into this. And so if you had to have sex with a mermaid, would you choose top half fish or bottom half fish?
Ooh.
Do we know the physics of having sex with a mermaid who's bottom half fish?
Just imagine. What do you mean the physics? Imagine the bottom half is a fish.
It's like, well, I don't know how fish have sex.
It's
You have to make it work.
kind of a brilliant question. I gotta give it to you. I don't have an answer right now, but wow.
I'm assuming there's a hole down there or something. I don't know.
Like, well, being that I don't know the physics of fish sex, sadly, I think I'm gonna have to go with fish top because I think I know how a lady's regular parts work down there.
All right. Okay. So you'd have the bottom half of a woman, and the top half just gills and a little fishy face and little fishy eyeballs, all slimy and stuff.
Yep. I'll just keep my hands on her legs.
You hit it up from the back, doggy style.
Yep.
Paper bag.
Yep.
Fish
You
market.
realize, are you going to put the top half of her in water? Because she's not going to be able to breathe otherwise.
That's fine.
Around.
Okay, so we can only have sex in pools or the
So
ocean. That's fine.
for my picture, I'll just do, the
Like,
gentleman way, and I'll just go with the oral style of sex.
No, can't do that.
Oh,
If
there's
you
no
do the
rule
bottom.
against it. Loophole.
Zach has walked off, walked out of the studio. I apologize.
Get a damn $1 million for cutting off all 10 fingers with metal hands, but Gunner can have a sword, and now I can't do that.
Zach always try to work the system.
I would go with traditional, straight up mermaid. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, and
It's-
just take your chances on what's down there.
I would take my chances. Yeah, absolutely. With a name like Perch, I'll take my chances with a straight mermaid.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Fair.
I like that answer.
You would probably know some secrets.
People don't forget.
CJ, first time on the show. If you had to have sex with a mermaid, top half, bottom half lady.
Top half lady.
Top half lady.
Hell yeah. Because hey, it's adventurous, ain't it?
I think it's adventurous to have the top half be a fish, but that's just me.
That'd just be weird. I don't know. That would just be a little weird.
Like, that's weird. Y'all don't know where y'all putting your penis at.
There's a hole somewhere, isn't there?
It's like y'all are guessing.
They're probably like I've seen fish poop and it comes out down there. So I mean, I don't know. The rest of it has to be there too, right?
I don't know. Do you?
I just asked the question.
I don't know, but I say we get Gunner's answer and we take her on home.
Well, I'm imagining the bottom half of a fish to be all like slimy and gills and whatever else a fish has going on.
That
Down
thing,
there.
gills are sharp.
Yeah, can't
Mhm.
risk getting any cuts,
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to go with top half fish.
that's right. That's the safe answer.
Yep.
That's the
Maybe
safe.
put a large bag over its head or something. I don't know. We get her done though.
Okay.
Wait. One question is I'm not a big fan of it, but it does in a pinch. Starbucks, is that logo a fish or a mermaid?
I don't know. I've seen it be a mermaid. I don't know enough about Starbucks, but I've seen it like memed that way.
Yeah, I saw a Robot Chicken episode years ago, many
Yeah.
years ago.
And I'm sure Robot Chicken is like 100%, checks their facts.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's spot on.
Yeah.
That's a mermaid posing right there.
If they said it, that's definitely true.
I googled the Starbucks logo just now, and their original logo you should definitely take a look at because it's quite interesting. It's definitely a mermaid.
Okay, so it's definitely a mermaid.
Yep, top half human, bottom half fish, and it has like 2 tails and some really saggy boobs. It's wild. I saw it.
They like milk in her coffee.
I'm
Sometimes.
seeing it right
Some
now.
creamer.
Yeah, I see it right now.
Uh,
Hey, Kudo, we talked to the art department making this podcast graphic. Gunner as a mermaid.
Gunner as a mermaid.
Merman. Merman.
Yeah, get it right.
Main man and barnacle
Like,
boy.
well, is he top half fish or bottom half fish?
Are
Just
you
watch
gonna bang me? I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Bottom half
you
fish.
guys have lots of demands for the art department all the time. So
Just find out the Disney Channel original movie 13th Year. You can find out how Gunner turns into a merman.
Some H2O.
Mm-hmm. Little known fact, Gunner does have some sweet Photoshop skills, so maybe he'll whip something up to help out the art department because they need it.
Like, oh, okay.
I
Well,
have
I
some-
think if Gunner has demands for the art department, then yes, he can help make his own logos.
I might just do it on
If the art department were Packer fans, this would be a lot easier. Just saying.
Whatever. All right. On that note, this has been the Take It Home podcast. Giants 2021. Be easy. 1.
Uh,
Yeah.